All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're cutting through all the noise, all the motivation fluff, and getting down to the raw mathematics of wealth. We're going to break down a system here that's built on three key pillars: a core principle, a specific mindset, and an immediate plan of action. And it's all based on cold, hard numbers. Feelings? They don't really have a place in this discussion.
So let's just start with a really tough question, one that gets right to the heart of it. Is your bank account a reflection of your potential, or is it just a receipt for a lack of discipline? Oof, that's a tough one, right? But it's not about what you could do or what you plan to do. It's about what the numbers on the screen prove you've actually done.
And this, right here, is the core philosophy. Forget inspiration. Forget waiting until you feel like it. The argument is really, really simple. Your financial reality, your bank account, it's all governed by math. It doesn't care if you're having a good day or a bad day. It's just numbers.
And that leads us to the call to action, which is really more of a command. This is the mantra, do it anyway. When the world's still asleep, when your competition is dreaming, you execute. You manage your money with discipline, even when you're tired, even when you're completely uninspired. You just do it anyway. Because look, the system only works if you do the work.
Okay, so how do we actually put this philosophy into practice? Well, that brings us to our first section, the 33% principle. And this is all about moving beyond that simple idea of income versus outgo. See, this isn't just about spending less than you earn. Nope, it's about hitting a very specific, very strategic target for the money you actually hold onto.
Now, before we get to the solution, we have to talk about the problem, and it's a big one. It's the silent killer of wealth, lifestyle creep. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's that trap. You get a raise, you get a bonus, and suddenly your expenses just magically expand to meet that new income. You're not actually getting richer, you're just getting better at spending.
And look at this chart. This illustrates the danger perfectly. Living on what they call the razor's edge. When your margin is this thin, income at 10, expenses at 9.5, you have absolutely zero room for error. None. A gap this tiny means you are always, and I mean always, just one bad week, one unexpected car repair away from a total financial meltdown. I mean, listen to this line. That's not wealth, it's slavery with a nicer watch. Wow, that just hits, doesn't it? It so perfectly captures that illusion of success we see all the time. You might have the nice watch, the fancy car, you might look wealthy, but if you aren't actually keeping any of that capital, you're not free. You're just a slave to your own expensive lifestyle. So what's the way out of this trap? What's the antidote? It's this number right here, 33%. This is the target. It is non-negotiable. It's the percentage of your gross income, everything you bring in, that you have to hold on to. This isn't a suggestion, it's a rule. And honestly, it's the line in the sand. It's what separates looking rich from actually building a financial empire. And I want you to pay close attention to the language here. It says fuel future maneuvers. This is so important. We're not talking about your 401k. This isn't about passively saving up for retirement in 40 years, no. This is about actively, aggressively building a war chest. It's a pile of cash, of capital, that's ready to be deployed so you can seize opportunities, go on the offensive, and expand your financial territory. All right, so hitting that 33% target, well, it's not going to happen with a simple budget app. It just won't cut it. It requires a fundamental, complete rewiring of how you even think about money. And that brings us to our next section, shifting from a consumer to a capitalist. This slide just lays it out so perfectly. How do you see $1,000? The consumer, on the left, sees that money and immediately thinks, what can I buy with this? What new gadget? What new experience? But the capitalist, they see that same $1,000 and think, how many soldiers is this? Every single dollar becomes a soldier you can send out into the battlefield of the market to capture more ground. It's an asset to be deployed, not just a coupon to be spent. And this whole capitalist mindset, it's really governed by a pretty simple set of laws. Number one, cash flow is the lifeblood of your entire operation. You have to protect it like your life depends on it, because financially it does. That means you got to stop lying to yourself about business expenses that are really just, well, toys to pump up your ego. You know what they are. They are actively making you weaker, so they have to go, period. Okay, that's a lot of theory, a lot of mindset stuff. Let's get practical. Let's get to the protocol. This is the third and final pillar, the 24-hour hard audit. This is about turning all this talk into immediate, concrete action, right now. And let's be crystal clear, what you're seeing here isn't a friendly suggestion. It's a command. The protocol is simple and it is ruthless. Step 1, you're going to open up your main bank account. Step 2, list every single recurring leak, every subscription, every fee. Step 3, find one thing you tell yourself is a necessity, but is really a luxury. Be honest. Step 4, you kill it, cancel it, done. And then, step 5, and this is absolutely crucial, you redirect that freed up money directly into that war chest account we talked about.
Now, I want to be super clear about something. This isn't about being cheap. It's not about depriving yourself of all joy. It's about being strategic. Think of it like this. You are tightening a valve on a pressure hose. By cutting these little leaks, you're not just saving a few bucks. You're building pressure inside your financial system. And that pressure, that's power. It's capital that can be released later, strategically, for a massive impact.
Okay, so we've got the principle, that's the 33%. We've got the mindset, capitalist over consumer. And we've got the protocol, the hard audit. So this last section, math over motivation, brings it all home. It answers the big question. Why does this cold, hard system actually work when all that get motivated stuff usually fails? And here it is. This is the ultimate reality check. The market doesn't care about your why if your how is broken. Think about that. You can have the biggest dreams, the most amazing goals, the most inspiring why on the planet. But if the actual system you're using, your how, is busted, it's all just hot air. It's meaningless. The market doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards effective systems. So, what's the bottom line here? It's that you don't need more motivation to get wealthy. You heard me right. You don't need another pump-up speech or a motivational seminar. You need more math. It's all about putting a logical, disciplined system in place. A system that just works, whether you feel inspired today or not. And that brings us full circle, right back to that mantra we started with. Do it anyway. Because the final takeaway is this. When you do that hard audit, when you aim for that 33%, you're not just saving money or cutting costs. You are building a system, a machine for generating wealth. And look, it's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be, but it's necessary. So, do it anyway. So we're left with one last really provocative question. Your competition is dreaming. They're waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for inspiration to strike. So the question for you is, what are you building? What system are you putting in place today, right now, to actually win the game?